Everybody knows Carie, I'm sure. You don't know Carie Julie? Well, this is trance medium, Carie. Carie, I cannot pronounce your last name, so I apologize.
That's okay.
She had a little technical issues. That's why we're kind of like, it's all good now.
Sorry.
And she's going to sit and do a demonstration for us. After her guides speak, her guides will take some questions. So if you want to put any questions in the chat, or if you want to speak your questions, I would like to kind of screen them first, though. So I might want to put them in the chat.
Well, I have a few minutes to blend, Julie.
Of course.
Okay.
You can just start blending now and have your guides calm you down. And I will spotlight you while you're speaking, and then I'll put you on back on gallery view when you're finished.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you each for your presence here today. For your devotion to your own journey, to your own evolution. For each one of you make an impact here. Each one of you add your own imprint, so to speak, upon us, upon your physical existence, upon creation. For simply put, each journey here today is a journey of creation. A journey of existence. And each journey is different. But it completes the whole. For although each of you sit in your separate places, all over this beautiful planet, you are also in one place. Your energy adds to that of creation and changes the expanse, changes the mindset of those who come in contact with you, changes the mindset of those who do not. And what we mean by this is, although you speak to each other with your voice and your body, you also speak to each other with your energy. You touch many. You impact many things. And we say this to you now, for the importance of it is unknown to you in its truth. But it is important how you communicate with each other, how your presence is given to those around you. For there is much change going on, and there always has been, and there always will be. But you are the heart of this change. You and those like you. Even those who are not open to their expression of who they are part of this change. Your responsibility here is that you are aware of your part you play to an extent. We want to talk a little bit about creation, about the ever expanding energy that is of God and is creation. For this life you find yourselves intertwined in is but one small aspect of your creation. of your soul, your higher self, has begun to awaken within you, to manifest change within you. And this change will be seen in your outer world, your outer existence. For as you raise in vibration, as you add your spark to the light of creation, your world begins to shift. And it is not always an easy change. There are those that fall away from you. There are aspects of your life that shift without your wanting it to. But without this change, you stay stagnant, you see. The wheels spin, but you go nowhere. It is with this change that you evolve and begin to take steps towards your spiritual progress. You begin to climb the ladder, so to speak. And each run that you climb drops away so that you do not go backwards, only forwards. As you evolve, this evolution will follow you now, you see, to your next creation, to your next existence, and to the existences that are of you now. For as some of you know, you do not live a linear life. There are many aspects of yourself in existence at one time. Many aspects of yourself that feed the soul, information that you have access to, whether or not you know this. This is the universal wisdom that funnels through the soul to you. And as you evolve and as you lift in vibration, you also have access to creation and the energy of it. This is hard to put into words because it is so expansive, you see. The wisdom here is beyond what you could ascertain at this time, but people use the words download. And yes, in a sense, this information is downloaded to you as you shift in vibration. This information can help you in the life you find yourself in now if you choose for it to assist you. Each shift is subtle. We will tell you this. It is not like receiving a physical gift that you open up and you take in with your physical senses. It is a spiritual gift that is given to you, that you assimilate slowly into your understanding, into your higher being's knowledge. And it shifts you. You feel differently, in a sense, about things. You may see things differently. You may approach challenges differently. You may begin to support others differently. But embrace the knowledge that each of you here are here for a reason. You are here by invitation of spirit. There is much fear within humanity now. Turmoil and indecision are the roadmaps that you choose. This is part of the physical experience, yes. But it is time now for this roadmap to shift as well on behalf of humanity. For there is no reason for turmoil and indecision, no reason for hate and violence, for it is against your instinct to see. It is not who you are. On a soul level, it is who you are on the level of ego. And it is much easier to maintain the level of ego than it is to maintain the level of the higher being. For now, but as you shift and understand that there is a higher resonance that guides you, the ability to hold this higher state of being becomes easier, more natural to you. The ego becomes more clear to you when it is the one communicating. There is a blend that happens with spirit and ego. And this blend cannot be undone once it begins to manifest within the body and the soul. For it is the oneness of the two that are or is most natural. You are meant to be here on this physical earth, but you are meant to be enlightened as well. Many centuries have gone by without this greater understanding being at the forefront of your mind. And it is time now for that to fall away. It is time now for this blend to begin. It is time now for your understanding to evolve. For you are not just people going about in your busy, hurried lives. That is but a small portion of who you are. An important aspect of the self, indeed, but not the most important. Those of you who seek our guidance, those of you who seek to connect with a higher frequency, are changed, shifted. You are the ones who appear to us more clearly. We can sense you more clearly when you open yourselves up to us. For that is part of the journey, you see. You have choice here. Choice to continue to grow outward in your development and connect to those that most do not see, feel, or believe in. This isolates you to some degree. But it only isolates you in the physical sense. In the spiritual sense, you become more known to us here, more available to us here. And we cherish that. And we cherish you, each of you. Whether or not you are open to us or not, we cherish you. And there is always a link because you are of us. We are of all the same energy, creation, God, goddess, however you choose to see religion or spiritual beliefs or whatever it is that you find yourselves attracted to, drawn to. It's all the same, you see. There's no difference here. It all leads you to the same path, eventually. There is much to be said when it comes to the truth of creation and who you are. Much that cannot be expressed here, but we know that each of you have an understanding, that each of you find your way, the way that feels the strongest to you, the safest. And we are not saying that your choices are not difficult ones at times, for they are. But know that the consequences of your choices when it comes to opening up your understanding of who you are, those consequences will only bring you closer to the truth of who you are, who each of you are. For there is a purpose for each of you. There is a purpose for those who are on different paths from you. Each one of you carries the spark of divinity within you. And that spark only increases as you evolve and become closer to that higher being that guides you, if you allow it to, within. That higher being that is of us, as we have said, is of creation, of God. And it's not just the humans that have this spark, you see. It is all things. All things have the spark of creation within it. This spark does not animate everything, you see. It animates some things, but it is still within all things. We hope this makes some sense to you. To know an aspect of the truth, to know that there is a higher purpose to your being here, is all we want to relay at this time. We want each of you to know that you have more family, more beings who love you than who you see on this physical earth. And we hope this brings you some comfort. For you are truly loved here. You are our children in a sense. We will not take up too much more time, for we could go on and on as we have been told. But we wanted to share this message with you. We want you to know that the world is safe, that you are safe. Humanity is going nowhere but up if you allow it. You are in a conflict now and have been since the dawn of humanity. It is part of your purpose. It is what brings you closer to the aspect of who you are. But it is time now. It is time now to see that there is peace around you, joy and love. The expression of all things is within you and can be expressed from you. And although you feel like it's just me, how can I make a difference? You make a bigger difference than you know. We thank you each for your time here, for listening to us, opening up your hearts to us. We will take some questions as you wish.
Thank you, Spirit. That's beautiful. Thank you. I have a first question from someone who's anonymous. She's asking, can the soul die? If not, can it leave behind the body that exists here?
The soul is eternal, you see. Energy is eternal. This is hard to explain and hard to understand when you are a mortal being. The soul does not die. The soul does not rip apart. The soul does not become injured in any way. The soul retains memory, so to speak. Memory of the life that it filled up. It is an aspect of you. The soul is much greater than what you can understand at this time. There is an aspect of the soul in each of you. Your higher self, your higher being, however you want to put it, is an aspect of the soul. The soul does not die. The mortal being dies. And the information of the higher self goes back to the collective of the soul for learning, for evolution. The aspect may not always go back to the soul. If there is much trauma here, it can split away from the soul, so to speak. But this is rare, and it does not have to be permanent. There is much that can be spoken on this topic. But know that when the physical body dies, as we have said, the soul goes back. The higher self goes back to the collective of the soul and thus regenerates again into another life if it chooses. But it brings the message back, the information back to the collective. And this is part of creation, of existence. Existence never stops. Creation never stops creating. It is eternal. We hope this answered your question.
Thank you. Angie asked, how do we connect to the heart?
You are the heart, child. The heart is you. You cannot be disconnected, for that part of you. You can have a different relationship with the heart or the heart space if you choose. There are many emotions that can feel as though it distances you from your heart center, closes you off, but it does not. Your heart is an aspect of the human that is you. And the energy of the heart is an aspect of the higher being that is you. Forgiveness will bring you closer to the heart space. Forgiveness of yourself, forgiveness of others. Forgiveness is a powerful tool, you see. It helps open you up. It helps you release the trauma of the human life. It may not fully ever be healed in that regard, for trauma can be held deep. It can make many changes within the body. But just the realization that this trauma can be released can be enough for you to reconnect to that space you call the heart. The heart is, in a way, the heart of all things. You cannot function without it. And the energy of it can lift you up. Simply put, there is no reason for you to be disconnected to this part of yourself, for it is who you are. It is the space that you make your decisions from at times. It is the space that feels the decisions made by others. But it is a sacred space. It is your space. And it cannot be disconnected from you. We hope this answered your question.
Thank you. Carol asks, is there anything we can create through art with spirit on a deeper healing for others to feel?
Absolutely, life is art. Creation is art. Anything you do, any choice you make is felt by others. If you choose to channel your being through art, do so, for this is your outlet. This is your way to embrace creation and to share that with others. You do not have to speak to deliver a message. When you draw, when you write, when you communicate with intention, this intention is what is released. Energetically, we say, and is picked up by those who are on that same frequency. If art is the way you express, child, then continue to do so. For there is no right or wrong way to express the being that is within you. You are each so different from each other, but yet each of you are so similar as well. And the art of expression is just that. Find the medium in which you express yourself the truest and go with that. Thank you.
Thank you. Raymond asks, can you tell us a bit about the Great Reset, if it's possible?
We are uncertain of what you ask. We are uncertain of a reset. For nothing needs to be reset, you see. Creation is exactly where it needs to be. You are exactly where you need to be. Your planet is exactly where it needs to be. And it will continue to go forward. Resetting this or that is but a human construct. It is intention that drives creation. Intention that creates change. What is your intention here? What is it that you would like to reset? For just change the way that you set your intentions and create that own reset within yourself. Energy is a web. Creation is a web, simply put. And when one point of that web is touched, it is felt throughout the web of creation. To set an intention is all the power you need to change anything in existence. And we know that saying this seems much simpler than it is in the doing. But we tell you this because it is truth. There is no reset, our friend. But go about your existence the way that you choose for you, the way you see fit for you. And you will find those in humanity that follow the same linear space in that regard. And change will be made. We hope this makes sense.
Thank you. Karen asks if an essence of her spirit guide can also be present here as somebody in her current life journey.
As we have said before, each human has an aspect of the soul that fills it up, that is of God, that is of creation. It is not the whole soul you see, but an aspect of it. And we too have aspects of ourselves living different lives. Some live earthly lives, some do not. There could be an aspect of your guide in physical presence in your life. But we would say to you, more than likely, this person that you find yourself connected to has an aspect within them that is similar to that of your guide or of you. If you were told by your guide that there is an aspect in human form here on earth with you now, then that is up to you and your guide. There are many of us here who have lived human lives, but it is the way of evolution, you see, for the soul to evolve past the human existence if it chooses to. There are levels here as well. Many of us have chosen to be of service in spirit form, and it takes much for us to do this. As the soul recollects the aspect that has been sent out to live a different existence, the soul increases in strength and power, you see. It becomes more one with itself. And this is what is needed in our realm, in doing the work that we do. It is an accomplishment. Refrain. It is an accomplishment to have the aspect of the soul as complete as possible. To be able to choose more freely what we would like for our energy to accomplish, where we would like our energy to go. It is not impossible for an aspect of your guide to take human form, even for a brief moment. So take heart if this is what you are told. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so Christina asks, what is the purpose of a black hole in space?
There are even some things that we are unfamiliar with. Creation is vast. The universe is vast. The energy that creates the universe changes depending on what it is that it creates. There are many aspects unknown to you, many hidden treasures within the universe itself. And the energy of the black hole, in a sense, is a void. If anything can be void of energy, we say to you that it's possible the black hole may be this thing. Maybe it is a dumping ground, so to speak. Maybe it has its own web of complexity that we are unaware of. We know that it is a thing that can swallow other things, for that is what science tells you. But the black hole has its purpose too. maybe the thing it swallows comes out the other side changed, reborn, so to speak. We do not have much information to share with you on this topic, but this is what we say. We apologize for not being more helpful.
Thank you. I'm going to ask one more question from Danilia. Why would a spirit choose to have a painful or tragic passing?
This is a good question. Each of you learn from your experiences. Each of you take information back to the collective through these experiences. Choosing to have pain and suffering in one's life. Choosing to leave this world through that pain and suffering is a choice made selflessly so that the collective may experience aspects of the human life. It is unfortunate when one chooses this for themselves, for it is unnecessary. But until the human race shifts and evolves to a higher vibration and a higher realization that suffering is unneeded, it will continue. When a soul leaves the earth in a way of trauma, it takes time for the aspect within the human to reassimilate to the collective because of this trauma. And when we say it takes time, it's the shifting of frequency that needs to take place. For the aspect of the soul that is within the human responds to this trauma and must shift and alter itself in order to recollect at a higher frequency. Why does one choose any trauma in their life? Be it abuse or violent tendencies, warfare, mental illness, disease. Why would you choose this, you say to us? But it is the beauty of creation, of the free will of the soul to choose the lessons that one takes with itself, takes within itself. It is different for us here, how we see you, the human race, the choices you make. For we see it as a great production being played out, choices being made and circumstances following. Death can be fearful for many, for no one wants to die a traumatic way. And no one needs to, we say to you. Believe this or not, it is but a choice you make. Sometimes it is a choice that is made for you. We agree here. Some souls choose to learn through extreme events, placing themselves in extreme situations and roles of high leadership. This is the vibration that this being holds, and it is theirs to do so what they will. Again, it is all choice. And the soul is not harmed by these choices, so to speak, but can evolve through the experience of trauma and of pain, but does not need to do so. We hope this helps answer your question.
Thank you. Thank you, Spirit, for coming today. We do appreciate it. Thank you so much. May we have the medium back now, please?
We thank you each for your time here, for your consideration of us. We send you with our blessings, and we step back now. Thank you.
Thank you, Carie.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. Did anybody want to ask Carie any questions before we go? That was beautiful, Carie. It was really nice. And we enjoyed it very much. Thank you, everyone, for your support.
Thank you.
I will upload the video and put it on YouTube, and there'll be information on how to contact Carie. She does give readings in trance. So, thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you, Julie. Thank you, everyone.
Great job, sweetheart.
Thank you, Kim.
Thank you. It was wonderful.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tina. It's good to see you.
Good to see you too.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.